Hey guys, Oscar here. We're back with robots. We're back in the old sewers. You know what I'm talking about. The bounty is still available. You can get the $300 if you find a full level skip for old sewers. And just I'm gonna be doing a little progress report here. I've played a level about 50 plus hours since the bounty was announced, and I think I'm gonna show off some progress and show off some spots. Maybe it'll be helpful. Some out of bounds. Another RodneyChrist variant, of course. We're getting that a lot. That's a common theme. And I'm going to show you here. So as you can see, I'm in the death state. I'm in the death animation. I'm stuck in it, but I can still move. And I'm going to show you a clip here. Hopefully I have the clip up of me hitting this. So what you basically do is on, I guess, 2 health on your bar, you get in the goop. And then once you're on 1 health, right, you got to time it right to not only die, but also die getting enough velocity and stuff to go over the ramp and hit the fan there. And then once you hit the fan, then it'll knock you out of that stuck death animation state if you got the full animation, not like the fast animation. And you'll be able to move just like this with 0 health and like no cage around you. Even though, you know, if I do the zap here, you can see the cage. And I'm gonna call this RollercoasterRodney. And if you checked out Arkham Light's video on the early discoveries of old sewers, I'll link that in the description. He also was theorizing with the Robot's Helper on PC about this, but I finally was able to do it. Kind of, I guess I don't want to say RTA because it is really difficult. You know, I have to pull up a clip, but it's definitely possible on GameCube and, you know, by a human. But there is some different properties compared to the, you know, the normal RollercoasterRodney I was talking about in my earlier video. That you know, sometimes when you die in the RollercoasterRodney, you know, you get a fast transition to the death. But you know, if you die in here, if you die in RollercoasterRodney, then like sometimes you'll get the animation and sometimes you won't get an animation at all. So we can tell mechanical wise that something is wonky. But we haven't been able to find anything with it. You know, we haven't been able to find, you know, something with it. It's still just kind of cosmetic. You know, the animation is stuck and the cage is not there, and you have no health on your UI, but you still, you know, you still die in 1 hit. You still have the collision of the cage, and yeah, so we can figure that out. Maybe play around with it a little bit. But I'm gonna show you another spot here as well that I've been playing around here in the maybe possible duplication department. Is this part right here. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go forward, try to jump around it, and you see once I hit kind of, I guess you can assume there's a trigger here, the part disappears and then it pops up back to its original spot. So it looks like you can't, or maybe you can, if you get maybe high enough. Maybe if you use this rail and kind of maybe jump over that trigger, that might be a little bit interesting. But for now, you jump over it, you let it follow you, and then once it gets over to that trigger there, it's gonna disappear. Now I think as you see there, I was trying the reverse way. I think before I was able to maybe die with it all the way over here, but it was like really tricky to have it like not go to you and like collect, right? So let's try again. That's a little reverse way. Gotta warm up to it. Boom, and you see, you know, of course, as you would expect, I tried to die, or I mean, I tried to hit the trigger and then collect it at the same time to see if there's some duplication happening, but, you know, I can't really tell if I'm ever hitting it or not. You know, sometimes it looks like I'm collecting and I'm right on the trigger plane, but, you know, nothing interesting happens, but maybe I'm hitting it, like, the wrong way, right? That's some nice stuff to explore there. And now I'm going to load a save state here and show you another spot where I found a couple of interesting out of bounds. Is it this one? Yes. So this is the pretty much the second room you go to on the speed run. You know, you spawn in the hub and then you go on the behind door, go on that little platforming, then go up the rails here to this section, and then you go down here. I'm gonna jump over, try to jump over that health and shit. And now the first out of bounds I'm gonna show you is involving this TV here. Now before, I thought that you cannot like clip into the TV as easily on console versions, but there's been a lot of people with a physical Wii that's been able to clip very easily. And so I gave it a try here, and I'm gonna put a clip up here of me hitting it. But basically, if you time your roll right, and as soon as the TV comes up, you can clip into the pipe here. And then since there's a nice little plane of collision to work with, so that you can stay in the pipe. So what you do is you bait the AI to close the TV, then you get on the platform, then you roll towards the pipe as the TV is about to come up and spawn, and then you clip in the TV. And what I would recommend is you use the brake button, whatever button it's on. I'm on Japanese GameCube version emulator right now, and that's on the Z button, I believe. So press the brake button, and you'll be standing in collision. But as you expect, there's nothing to work with, and I'm actually going to show you here. Let me pause this. I'm going to bring this up here. I'm going to bring a blender, and what you can see here is the entirety of the old sewers map. I want to shout out Kohei, part of the Eurocom Legacy group. He has developed a tool called Eurochef Tools to be able to extract and view these robots map. It's an immensely help. I'm going to leave the GitHub link to that tool, of course. Shout out to him. And as you can see here, we're in the old sewers. And as you can see, we're right at the spot here. There's a little placeholder right here, right, for the TV. This is where the TV is going to be. And then we can see the pipe here that we clip into. And then you can see there's really no... I mean, it's hard to say protruding collision, right? Because, we can stand on this and, it's empty right now, right? As you can see, it's empty. There's nothing there. So you can assume collision's there, and maybe assume there's collision maybe like around here, somewhere around here, right? Maybe we can time a jump, or if somehow we could get the camera behind Rodney and be able to see what's going on out of bounds in the pipe, we would get a little more feel for it. Maybe we can do that with the robots helper on PC. But I've been trying to get like a jump, maybe for some collision here. Even if there is collision here, right? Where could we go, right? Maybe we can go under here, pop up, and maybe pop up all the way to the top here. Speaking of the top here, there was a spot that I was playing with. I'm going to show you in game. About right here, there's some blockage right here, but in the middle you can get through. And then if you get through, of course, it's still, there's no empty collision like in the fire room. You can check out Arkham Light's video. I believe he's talking about that. So yeah, really cool. As you can see, nothing here. But it's interesting how they have the collision right here, right? And I assume right here in this pipe, right? But then they have for the elevators, open collision, and especially for this left elevator right here that we're looking at, you can go in and kind of play around, and there's some sharp edges, which in the game that's the next spot I'm gonna show you here. Alright, and then we're pretty much just going up the elevator, going to the next level, and then we're going to this spot right here. We're gonna be aiming down right, try to hit this at an angle and try to clip through. I'm gonna put a clip of me hitting this, and basically if you launch yourself at the right angle, and then maybe you have to hold the boost button, then you just clip through if you hit like a corner. I assume at the right velocity. I was talking with Arkham Light about it, and he was intrigued. He thought it was maybe some kind of slope, some weirded slope stuff, which sounds pretty right. I just assumed like the basic, we hit the corner so fast that we just clip through. And so basically that's all the big progress I've been finding. On some other stuff, I remember on my last video I was talking about how the gentleman, the enemy AI would uppercut us on the button, and then we would try to access the menu while we're fading out, dying. Me and Arkham Light were testing that, and it looks like it's it's kind of useless, right? Anything, the closest we got with that is you can hear the menus that you open closing, and then you just fade into the cog wheels and stuff, and then you die. What else did we try? Maybe I should revisit that as well, because you know this roller coaster Rodney obviously has some different properties, and I want to bring this up too. As you see, the cage has come back, but the base of the where Rodney's sitting, like the roller coaster part, if you remember, without the cage, it's a little offset compared to the cage texture. So definitely something weird going on there. And of course, the different properties with the dying and stuff. Let's see if we get uppercutted by a gentleman, if it's anything of interest. Boom, you see, no music, instant fade out. Sometimes we die, but if we fall into the goop, I believe, right? Then oh, we got the fade there. But as you can see, when we're in the rail room, that sometimes we won't even get the fade at all. We'll just be stuck in that animation, right? What else? Also, we've been playing around with the city raceway level, the level before the old sewers, and we've been trying to play with some maybe some save manipulation stuff. And Arkham Light has found out that on PC it works differently saving and then loading into the level compared to on console. So for example, if I was in this state, right, and then let's say I wanted to try the uppercut button and have the gentleman uppercut me into the button, right, and then I save on the button even though like it wasn't successful, then on PC, if you save in that, right, and then you load into City Raceways, you will have the UI 0 health. And so that's interesting on PC, but on console it doesn't work that way. I'm not sure why. Both on PC and on GameCube, it just reverts your health back. It obviously is saving differently on PC, and plus I did figure out before from Arkham Light that the EU version and the NA version saves on PC can be, you can load let's for example a NA version save on EU and vice versa, which is pretty interesting. There could be some little bug there. And yeah, that's all I've really found. The bounty's still up. I've been looking, like I said, 50 plus hours. Been trying to find anything with the RodneyChrist or the RollercoasterRodney or the clips into anything. I was really hopeful about that. Where's that at? Right here, right? Trying to get into between here, in between these little collisions. Let me see if I can show you real quick. So as you can see, you can roll up this thing normally, right? But if you go on the edge around here, if you can see real closely, like I'm going on some collision, and so these are invisible walls. So I'm gonna roll up, collision starts now, and it's going all the way up to like up here, right? And then the same for this side. But of course, you can roll in the middle, and with the robot's helper tool in Arkham Light, he was able to use a robot helper tool and go in the middle of that. But of course, it's still like you can't go through the wall like the fire room, right? So if you get on top of the pipe in the fire room, you can just go through the wall right on top of the pipe and pretty much just skip the level right there. That's another hopeful level right there, the fire room. But yeah, if you try to get in the middle here and you're successful, it's really hard, but you can do it, at least with the robot's helper. I've been trying to do it kind of human wise, but of course every time I try it doesn't look feasible. I've been thinking like you'd hit the top of it and then it would bounce you into the middle, right, into the middle cubby. But of course once you are in the middle and then you ride up here, right, then it's still collisioned in. But it's kind of interesting, right, how it's kind of slanted up here. It goes up in the hill. Yeah, see, we're just chipping down the level more and more, guys. We're even thinking out of the box too, with going to like the city's raceways and stuff. Come help. I'll leave the the robots Discord community in the description. Come help out. We're friendly. We'll help you get started. We'll help you figure out anything, some questions. We'll help you theorize. We're usually always in the Discord. Once again, shout out to Arkham Light. Shout out to Kohei again for the Euro Chef tools. Very, very helpful tool to see that blender, the blender levels and shit. Hopefully, he's a very, very advanced good programmer, and he's developing big updates day and day. Hopefully, you can get some updates for Batman Begins, or you can see some shit in there. You know, wink, wink. But there we go, guys. Come help. Peace.